Griner.
But the biggest release is the top of the hour ad break release. Okay, which at the top of the hour there's a 60-second ad break, and I release it to you. However, fear not, you no longer need to see those ads if you don't. You no longer have to see those ads if you don't want to. How might you avoid those ads? Well, great question. By subscribing for $5 a month or for free with a Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub, like one from Blind Bobcat, which gifted 5 gifted subs. Here's a one-minute ad break now. Let's continue.
And Marine veteran Paul Whelan from captivity in Russia. Now, there is speculation that it may involve an exchange for one of the world's most notorious arms dealer. His name is Victor Bout. He's now in U.S. custody for conspiring to support terrorism and conspiring to kill Americans. Christina Ruffini is following this story for us.
Bringing people home. Bringing Brittney home, bringing Paul home. This is something that we're focused on 24/7.
Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said his department laid out a substantial proposal to Moscow weeks ago, but would not say if progress has been made. This as detained WNBA star Brittney Griner testified for the first time Wednesday since she was jailed on drug charges.
I did not plan or have the intent to bring any cannabis or banned substance to Russia.
Griner has pleaded guilty and faces up to 10 years in prison, but said she brought prescription marijuana cartridges into the country by accident and claims she'd been forced to sign legal documents she didn't understand.
We had to use my phone and Google Translate for him to be able to tell me a little bit. I didn't know exactly what I was signing. My rights were never read to me. No one explained any of it to me.
BG is probably the strongest person that I know.
Earlier this month, CBS News spoke to Griner's wife, Sherelle, who at the time said she didn't feel the government was doing enough.
Being quiet, they are not moving. They are.
Bro, transphobes are so funny. They look at cis women and they're like, is she trans? Like, this is the future for transphobes. It's just like living in a constant state of panic that like everyone is just fucking trans. The moment that you even have a fraction of transphobia, you have you've opened the door into becoming a transvestigator. Okay? Like, there's a part of your brain that is just like slowly fucking unwinding the safeguards that say, hey, maybe that's crazy. Let's not do that. You know what I mean? The moment that you start giving in to that like transphobic thought, your future is literally fucking, having a whiteboard with like string tape attached to it where you think everyone is fucking trans, including your mom and dad. Matt NLT, thank you for the 5 get the subs. Cat lives in a truck. Thank you for the 5 get the subs.
Are not doing anything, and so my wife is struggling.
But yesterday's announcement marked a departure from the usual quiet diplomacy of hostage negotiation.
I would tell you that the offer has been made, and we certainly hope that Russia will favorably engage on it.
Administration officials would not respond to reports that the offer on the table includes a potential prisoner swap for the infamous international arms dealer Victor Bout, a Russian national serving a 25-year prison sentence.
It's pretty funny that, like, for the Brandon administration, they were like, Brittney Griner is not enough. We got to get one of the spies out, too. Paul Whelan, who is, like, definitely a spy, who was arrested for, being a spy and doing espionage. And this dude is a pretty fucking solid, arms dealer. So this is a big trade. You know what I mean? You're not going to trade LeBron for fucking some random second stringer, right? So they're trying to do whatever they can to make the deal a little bit sweeter. And add on Paul Whelan.
In the U.S. Bout earned the nickname Merchant of Death for his alleged role in providing weapons that fueled deadly conflicts across Africa.
He oversaw operations capable of delivering enough weapons to launch rebellions, fuel revolutions, and slaughter untold thousands.
Low-key, the only reason, like I described adequately yesterday, the only reason why they hated this dude is because he became a competitor. Like at first they were like, oh yeah, no, this guy's great. He's fine. And then they were like, wait a minute, it's not fine. He's like competing with us. I don't like that.
Of people. He was an accessory to violence on a scale that is beyond comprehension.
Now, until recently, state and DOJ sources told CBS News Boot was not on the table. He took years to catch, and he was simply too big of a get to give up. So if this is true, clearly that calculation has changed. Now, we should note that Whelan was convicted in 2020 on espionage charges, which he has denied. A lawyer for Victor Boot would not say if his client is part of the deal, and the Kremlin says no deal has been made, but negotiations are ongoing. Of course, Boot has long maintained his innocence regarding the charges against him.
Yeah, the nickname Merchant of Death doesn't sound so great. I would imagine some people would say that's not a fair swap, but if it was your family member, I would be thinking. Well,
and that's always the calculation. The families want them to do anything to get.
I'm a dumbass. What is Russia game for Boot? What do you mean? He's like a fucking Russian arms dealer. What are you talking about? Time Magazine's latest issue features Brittney Griner on the cover. Oh, I can't wait. USA got fleeced. For real, trading a shooter for an undersized big and a bench warmer with no potential is an awful deal. Okay, some of the NBA Twitters are making jokes about it, which I think is funny overall. But some of the jokes are unironically like,